Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz. I'll be guiding you on this journey. This is a reading for Virgo, wherever Virgo shows up for you. We're just doing a 2025 vibe check. I'm not going to go like every month, because honestly, I don't remember that shit. I realize other people might have better memories than me, but I don't remember that. And frankly, like things can change so effing fast. So, I don't know. And whatever. So, anyway, we're just going to get, kind of like just an overall, what's the focus going to be? What's, the energy that's going to be available for you in 2025. What else? Oh, if you haven't already, I'm not taking these, like I'm still shuffling. I haven't really kind of set an intention, to get cards yet. So that's why I'm not really taking those yet. If you haven't already, though, I would love it if you subscribed to my channel. And now let's be a bit more intentional for Virgo. We just want, I don't know, 3 or 4 cards. Nothing crazy. There we go. 5. So we have 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, Ace of Wands, the Devil card, and the Hierophant. Let me just make sure everybody is in frame here. I thought so, but I have to, we have the Star card at the bottom of the deck. Okay. It really actually kind of feels like, like fostering community. Again, like maybe even like trying to manifest, like people that are in alignment with you. The 7 of Pentacles is like focusing your time, your resources, your attention, even your physical presence into a thing in order to see it grow, right? We can see on this 7 of Pentacles that, he's, to me, it almost looks like Reiki, right? But energy work, nonetheless, he's focusing his energy literally on this little plant in order for it to grow here, right? Obviously, the focus is to see it bear fruit or, like be able to get something out of it. So again, right? Like there's this energy on focusing your attention on something. I mean, it definitely could be work too, because Pentacles has to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It could also even be your health, because it's, our physical body. Literally anything that we place worth and value on, including ourselves, including, how do we value our time? What is our time worth? What is our energy worth here too, right? The 3 of Cups is friendships, it's networking, it's support from others, right? Like in the 3 of Cups, for me, it's like everybody's celebrating everybody else. So there's this equal exchange of, again, energy. Big focus so far on like energy, right? Like the energy that you're putting out, but also like the energy that you are getting back. Because what is the effing point of putting out all of the, like having such a big output if you're literally not receiving something in return for that, right? Like not that like everything has to be necessarily transactional, but truly like if we just constantly pour into other things and we consistently don't get anything back from that, whatever it is, whether it's your job, your relationships, your health even too, right? Then it kind of like loses its luster, like, and it just leaves us feeling depleted, empty, right? Like it's hard to pour from an empty cup. Anyway, so 3 of Cups, right? Like again, support from others. So it's like being in relation or relationship to, and of course, it could be romantic. It could just be like your peer group, your friend group. But it's like everybody celebrates everybody's successes equally, right? It's interesting too that this person has that that three spiral. I want to say it's a triskelis. I know I have such a hard time pronouncing that, but it talks about the cycle of birth, life, and death. So you could be also just entering one of those cycles too, and meeting people that are kind of on that same journey, because it really is constant, right? I don't necessarily think it's like literal, but it is like a constant, something new is birthed, whether it's an idea, whether it is a friendship or a relationship. It could be a job, of course, like I said. It could be a behavior pattern, thought pattern, a way of interacting in your life, or even just a way that you're living, right? And then there's a life process of that, the life expectancy, whatever, of that thing. And then whenever the energy of it has been used up, or, used for its purpose, then, it comes to an end. It served its purpose. Now it leaves. So that could be friendships. It could be a job. It could be a relationship. Like the thing, whatever it is for you, has served its purpose. And especially too, we have the Ace of Wands here next. Aces are brand new. Wands have to do with action. It's the motivation behind the actions that we take, creativity, passion, desires, right? Like it's fire energy. So it's like that spark. So you could just have like a new excitement in your life, like just feel excited about whatever this new thing is. I love that this flame is like at their third eye, like kind of between the third eye and the crown area, because to me it feels like following your intuition, being divinely guided, right? Like just following your own messages, or like your own, intuition about things. Allowing your intuition, because truly, right? Our intuition is there to help, not hinder. So if we are following our intuitions in order to allow, or to bring us to situations or new things that could evoke, that new spark, that could really ignite something for you. And it could be because maybe you are interacting with different people. And again, like even just fostering those things. The Devil card here, this is Capricorn. And then the Hierophant is Taurus. The Star card is Aquarius. None of those things have to have any specific meaning. But if they do, that's cool. But the Devil card is, it's like the ball and chain. It's the things that control us, which could be addiction, could be obsession, could be ego also too. Just the old stories. It could be, of course, patterns of behavior, like thought patterns, self-sabotage, holding yourselves back. But what is so interesting, like in this Devil card, is that there hasn't been a single time that I have not felt like this devil was handing your soul back to you. And for me, the way that I see this happening is because you are healing something within yourself. Whether that is like changing your perspective, whether that is like healing a belief or a story that you had that was really holding yourself back. Whether, it's working through the self-sabotage behaviors. whether it's, getting help for some sort of addiction or some sort of something that like has control over you, even too, like if that's like distraction or like numbing out in some capacity. It's like taking little steps to like not do that so much anymore. Like maybe before I scroll my phone for 15 minutes, I'm going to journal, or I'm going to I don't know, like research this thing, or I don't know, like text a friend, or since we have the Three of Cups out here, just text a friend and just be like, oh, I was just thinking about you. Like, what are you doing? Like connecting with other people versus isolating. And in the process of doing so, right, like you get your soul back. I mean, I think that might just be like a bit too like extreme, maybe. Like, I don't know, but it really is. It's like taking your power back, right? Like regaining control of whether it's, your narrative, whether it's your daily routine, whether it's your mind too, because man, the power of our thoughts, right? And if you just like observe your thoughts for like literally a day, I went through this process one time of like writing down all of the negative thoughts that would come throughout the day, because for one, I wanted to see what they were outside of my head, right? And for two, I wanted to see how often that happened. And bro, it was so many. And I'm like, where does this shit even come from? Like, why am I even thinking that? Why am I even saying that about myself? Like, I would never be this mean to somebody else, right? And I am like fucking terrible to myself. Like, so anyway, again, right? Like with this Devil card, there is this sense of like literally recapturing, reclaiming, and, like being empowered here. And I love that we have the Hierophant here. At the end, the Hierophant is like almost like enlightenment. Because I think too, like look at the difference between these two cards. Right? The Devil is like handing their soul back, right? Like cut these strings here, take it back. And then, this person is sitting there just more, it feels more free to me. Anyway, I mean, there's this staircase here. For me, it feels like ascension, or like, evolution. Is that the right word? No. Is that the word I'm looking for? I might have... Enlightenment, I think, is probably the word I was actually searching for. Could these people be the same person? I'm really only saying that because both of them have like, dark or black hair. There's really nothing else. I mean, this person doesn't have any tattoos, so they are not the same person. But, there's also all of these symbols around their head. There's like, this always kind of reminds me of like the Jesus fish. There's the Om symbol. Again, with that Triskalis. God, it's just kind of embarrassing that I can't even remember what that is. Like, why am I even saying it out loud? But I mean, you can Google it too if you want. There's a couple other symbols in there. Like there's a heart in there. And again, like, I don't know if you can even see this, but there's these lines coming out. So there's this focus, like I was saying with the Ace of Wands, there's this like focus with the crown, like the third eye and the crown, right? And like, when I think crown chakra, I think like higher consciousness, like really just being kind of cued in, really being connected to your higher self, to, God, if you believe in God, or spirit, source, divine, whatever it is that you do believe in. Because even this, stairway here, right? There is this portal, there's this path, there's a connection there. And the Hierophant does also speak about passing along information. It's like traditional institutions. So that could be school, it could be learning, it could be of course, government, a job. It doesn't necessarily specifically have to be like a government job, but, like a corporate, like a 9 to 5, kind of job. It could be marriage and divorce too, because that's a tradition, But, like when we go to school or when we start training, we take a course in something, right? Like somebody has the knowledge that they are providing other people. So you could be interested in learning something new. You could be taking all of the things that you have already learned. Like maybe you have already had like multiple different interests. Like all of a sudden my head just went blank. Cause I'm like, interest isn't maybe the word I was looking for. But it's like taking all of those things that you have learned and putting them into practice in your life, or like figuring out like how to work with them uniquely in your life, like just taking tidbits from here and there. And it's almost like very freeing because it's not just following one specific thing, right? Like, I mean, maybe you have like a traditional 9 to 5 job, but in your 5 to 9 or 5 to 10, whatever time you go to sleep, like between getting off of work and whenever like the end of your day is, maybe you start a different routine. Like maybe you start a side gig, you start a side hustle, you start investing your time into something. Maybe you start offering courses, or maybe you just start sharing the things that you have learned. It doesn't necessarily have to be with like a huge audience, but I mean, it could, and finding people that have the same interests too, which is interesting. We have the star card at the bottom of the deck, which is trusting the process. It's hopes and dreams. I mean, there really could be like a dream that you've had for a while that is like coming into focus this year, because you're going to start focusing your energy, like literally your earth presence, like your practical, your hard work, because we all know Virgos work really effing hard. It's like focus that time, that attention on this thing, whatever it is. And truly, I mean, like it could really amount to something this year for you. I love this for you. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.